Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us for today's webinar, Practicum Preparation, Support from the Office of Field Experience. This is our August webinar in a monthly series hosted by Aspen's Alumni and Career Services. I'm Allie, and I'm your Alumni and Career Services Specialist. You can find upcoming events and see more resources we have to offer on our website, which I will drop into the chat shortly. This webinar is being recorded and it will be uploaded to Aspen's YouTube channel, and I'll put the link in that for the chat as well. Please keep your microphones muted during the presentation, but feel free to type any questions or comments in the chat throughout, and we'll have time for some Q&A at the end. So last September, we had Dr. Nina Beeman present a session called The Myths and Magic of the MSN Practicum. It got a really positive response and has the most views on YouTube out of all of my department's webinars by a lot. And I also remember from my days as an academic advisor that gearing up for the practicum course could be a source of stress. We want to keep adding to the resources we have available for students who are preparing for their practicums. So today it is my privilege to introduce Kimberly Warren, Manager of the Office of Field Experience. Kim, thank you so much for being here today to speak about what the OFE does. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and hand things over to you.
Okay, thank you, Alan. I will find where I share my screen.
Just let me know if you need any assistance. Should be a green button along the bottom.
Hopefully it popped up.
Yep, looks good.
And we'll go. Is it showing this preview on the left for everybody, or is it just showing the one slide?
I do see the whole PowerPoint UI with the preview on the left as well. But that looks good. That's
Awesome.
the whole slide.
I guess I just wanted to first start off by saying, yes, I'm the manager of the Office of Field Experience. I've been around doing the helping the graduate students about 4.5 years now. We did have, at one point in the past, there were separate emails. We're all now one email, and it's OFE@Aspen. Is how you can get a hold of us. I was going to do a little bit of an agenda of like the timeline of when to get started, what types of sites, what's your preceptor requirements, and then how you gain overall approval, and then just go into some questions at the end. So as far as like, when you think about the timeline, we have set up a specific targeted outreach that we will reach out to those enrolled in specific courses around 3 to 6 months before your practicum or your project would start. So you would look for an email from the OFE, or, if you have questions in your first course, you can certainly reach out to us also. But let's really, like, the earlier the better. So 3 to 6 months if you're waiting on an email from us. But if you want to get started and you already know that you are looking at a specific site that their timeline, you can reach out to us sooner. But it is a joint effort between the OFE and the student to look for your place for your project site. Larger healthcare organizations, we're learning in the past couple of years that they're going to have strict protocols for you as a student in their location, because they view your role as an employee different than your student role. And lots of times sites, big healthcare organizations, are going to view it as a clinical, and the practicum and the immersion both are not shadowing experiences, and they're not clinical experiences. They're project oriented. So sometimes the placement coordinator at the site needs explanation and better understanding of what it is that you're asking for placement for. So we're trying to direct students to become more, if they're not going to use their place of employment, to start looking maybe at community sites that are less stringent as far as protocols that they're looking for when they allow a student to come into the place for their project. So things like community sites, adult daycare, schools, churches, mobile services like mammography and blood banks sometimes are good options. VFWs, YMCAs, American Legions, any things that are like social clubs like the Moose and the Elks, that might be good options. Private practices like doctor offices that are private, food pantries, and homeless outreaches. And then I was just going to briefly touch on preceptor requirements. So if you're an MSN student, your preceptor would have to have a master's. If you're a DMP student, they'll have to have a terminal degree like a EDD, PhD, DRPH. I think physical therapists now are also doctoral level. So you might, if you don't have those level of preceptor options in your site, we can also help locate one with you. And you're just also like some other expectations of the preceptor is that they usually are affiliated to the site. They don't necessarily have to be. We can help get you approved if they allow the preceptor to have oversight remotely with you. And they'll also need to be available for teleconferences in week 1, 4, and 8 of those courses. The practicum, of course, is just the one course. Well, I guess the admin students still have 2 courses now. So there'll be 1, 4, and 8 of both of those courses for the MSN and admin. And then, of course, the evaluation at the end. But I know that was really quick. But the main thing as far as like Aspen has what they need to have for your overall approval, but the site will also have what they need to have for your, both places have to sign off so that you can get started in your practicum or your immersion. And the more stringent the site is, like the big overall, like say you're using UCLA, there are sites that have their own document management programs like My Clinical Exchange or AceMap. We will help you get checked off in those for the site before you can get going. So even though Aspen has their 7 required documents, the site will also have things that they're going to require as well. And so then I open it up to questions if you have any.